What's going on, my broskiis? My name is TheLordShiro, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be focusing on the brand new One Piece Day Super Sugo Fest exclusive Oiran Yamato. This character came out of left field. Obviously not a lot of people were expecting this character to debut for One Piece Day, and I mean, after seeing this character's abilities and giving this character a bit of a run and some content, this is a really unique type of unit. I do feel like this character does have a lot of potential, and I feel like just the more and more characters that eventually release in the game, the more powerful this character will become. With the way that her captain ability is structured, I feel like she actually is the type of unit that will age really well because of the sheer amount of utility that it can provide. Albeit, you know, you do have to build your team in a really funky manner in order to actually get the most out of her. But if you do build your team correctly and you do have the right units on your crew, the benefits that you get from this unit are pretty extravagant, and we're going to be discussing that in this video today. So without further ado, let's jump into Yamato's captain effect. So the captain ability of Yamato will give free spirit and cerebral characters -2 turns of cooldown, which is obviously very good for getting through content a little bit quickly, and then also gives an attack boost of up to 6.25 times based on the number of status effects that are applied on your crew. So you can get from a range of 5.75 to up to 6.25, obviously. And it is based on, you know, having more status buffs on your side of the field, whether that be positive or negative buffs. It does still give all other characters a 5 times bonus, which is kind of nice. So it means that you don't actually have to run free spirit or cerebral, but if you do opt to do that, then you give a pretty significant multiplier to those types of units. She also provides free spirit and cerebral characters int and tandem slots as beneficial, and a really neat effect in her captain ability of transforming recovery slots into Wano slots. Now, this component of her captain being able to generate these Wano slots for you is incredibly powerful, of course, because Wano slots cannot be manipulated by the opponent's effects. So being able to just have some type of ability that can generate recovery slots will ultimately give you Wano slots instead. So that's obviously very strong. And then furthermore, she does allow overhealing as a captain as well, so you get a lot of HP to play around with when you opt to use her as a captain. And then the very unique part of her captain, and this is why I feel like this character will see play in the future, where if you have a full team of free spirit, then you will get bind and paralysis removal by 3 turns. So that's obviously really nice to have. Like, it's not the crazy utility that we see with other legends where it's like 10 turn removal. 3 turns is still pretty significant. And then it says if you have a full team of cerebrals instead, then you remove special reverse and despair by 3 turns. So obviously the big thing here is that if you run a full team of cerebral and free spirit characters, where every single unit is both free spirit and cerebral, then you get the ability of 3 turn removal of bind, paralysis, special reverse, and despair. And of course, if you have double Yamato, then it's actually 6 turn removal of bind, paralysis, special reverse, and despair. This is some of the best utility that we've ever seen in Treasure Cruise in terms of just pure captain positions. So that's why I do think this character will see a lot of play in the future. Of course, every single team you're seeing here will be running a full team of 6 characters that are both free spirit and cerebral. So the pool of characters you have to play around with is relatively limited, which is where, you know, the downfalls kind of arrive, because it's kind of really difficult to build not only a team of full free spirit cerebral, but also making sure you actually have good type advantage against the opponent to actually do good damage. And that's where, you know, issues will kind of arise. And also the fact that she does have an EX Super, which is also pretty difficult to proc if you are building for full free spirit and cerebral combined together. Now, speaking of that EX Super, the EX Super is really cool because you can use it as both a captain and as a crewmate, which is obviously very powerful. Now, in order to activate it, you do need 3 of the listed characters, which is pretty harsh, but it is any of the Straw Hats. On top of that, you can use Ace, Law, Kid, Momo, Hiyori, and Kozuki Odin, so you've got a pretty decent pool of characters to get access to. Now, the effect itself is important when you take this into consideration with her special. So we'll talk about the special very shortly, but the EX Super itself provides 80% damage reduction for 1 turn, 10,000 heal at the end of the turn for 1 turn. Free Spirit and Cerebral characters' super type effects will be buffed for 3 turns. So this is also really cool. So normally when you activate Superclass, the characters of that Superclass receive a 1.2 times stat bonus. This effect with Yamato says that for 3 turns, that stat bonus will be buffed to 1.3, so just getting more damage because why not? And then the EX Super as well will provide a 20% heal to your maximum HP as well. Remember, when you use her as a captain, you get access to overhealing, so this is a really nice component to add to her effects. And then also Super Free Spirit and Super Cerebral class, which of course, if your character is both it gets both Super Cerebral and Super Free Spirit, and then you also account for the fact that, they both receive the 1.3 times stat bonus. Characters that are both of these classes get massive damage bonuses just through the EX Super itself. So let's go ahead and talk about the special ability of this character, where this special is also really cool. And again, another reason why I think this character will age relatively well is that when you launch the special, you can select 1 debuff on your side of the field and remove it by 7 turns. Now this only accounts for debuffs that are little icons on your crew, so like attack down and like orb, badly matching orb buffs. The pain debuff, you can remove that as well. So being able to just select any 1 debuff, remove it by 7 is obviously very good to have. And then also will give your crew an attack boost based on damage reduction. So a lot of Yamatos have this, but this character also gets access to it. And remember, because this character with the EX Super already provides a damage reduction effect as well, that's also really nice. So you can have damage reduction, and then you can activate the special to get the damage reduction based attack boost effect from this character altogether. And then we move into some very unique components here, where the special ability says that if you have a full team of Free Spirit characters, then Free Spirit characters get a 3.25 times attack boost and a 1.75 times orb boost, all for 1 turn. The orb boost though is overrideable, so that's pretty neat too, which there are lots of characters that can actually abuse that to get multiple effects to activate simultaneously. So pretty neat effect there, but you do need a full team of Free Spirit in order to get that to activate. And now finally, moving forward, it also says that if you have a damage reduction buff and end of turn healing when you launch Yamato's special, then it will go ahead and extend the duration of your damage reduction based attack boost and your end of turn healing and your damage reduction effects all by 2 turns. So it just means that when you use the EX Super and then you use her special, her buffs just last for 3 turns instead of 1 turn. So it's pretty neat that she gets access to that. And then the final component of her special, if you have a full team of Cerebrals instead, you will get a 3 times color affinity boost for 1 turn and further increase your crew's attack and orb boosts by 0.25 from this effect of the special is included. Meaning that if you do have a full team of both Cerebral and Free Spirit, you get 3.5 times attack, 2 times overrideable orb boost, and a 3 times color affinity boost, all with this one special. Now, the only real downside with this special is the fact that Yamato herself does not have any slot manipulation mechanics. So, she gives you basically all your damage buffs: damage reduction based attack boost, orb boost, color affinity boost. It's just crazy. And then she also removes 1 debuff by 7 turns. Like, Yamato just does so much. But of course, there are a lot of downsides because you do need to build your team in very specific ways in order to fully make use of all of her abilities. And then one last final thing that we do need to touch up on before we wrap it up about Yamato is the Rush Sugo special. So Yamato's Rush Sugo special can be activated only on the final stage, and you do have to have 2 of the listed characters on the crew, which are the same units that are required for her EX Super, whether that be a Straw Hat character, Ace, Law, Kid, Hiyori, Momo, or Odin, and she specifically needs a Recovery, a Tandem, or a Wano slot. All of these things need to be fulfilled in order for the Rush Sugo special to become activated. Now, the Rush Sugo special has to also be performed as the first tap in your chain, which is also very good and synergizes perfectly with the brand new Versus Luffy that has just come out, as Versus Luffy has a final tap, and it would be a little bit weird if there was a bit of overlap between this Rush Sugo special from Yamato and Luffy's final tap. But of course, they did take that into consideration. So of course, if you're doing your burst turn with Yamato, ideally you activate her first with her first tap, and the effect will give up to a 1.4 times attack boost to Free Spirit and Cerebral. However, this can actually go all the way up to a 2.0 attack boost at level 5 after performing 6 additional taps perfectly with her. So it starts at 1.4 bonus, so that's the bare minimum you get, but that can scale up to 2.0, and there's also finished tap multiplier of up to 0.8. The rush can actually tap up to 10 different times, reducing your HP by 12,500 with each tap performed. So you do need quite a lot of HP to get up to 10 taps, but you only need 6 at level 5. Level 5 rush, by the way. At level 5 rush, you need to have at least 6 taps in order to get like the maximum multiplier from the rush. But either way you look at it, it's just giving you more damage to your Cerebral and Free Spirit characters. So it's obviously very good. Stacks with Super Tandem, stacks with Final Tap. It just gives you more damage, which is obviously very, very good. So I do think Yamato is a phenomenal unit. She is just very, very difficult to build for. I feel like if you are like a beginner, a newer player, returning player, Yamato is not going to be a great character for you. Yamato is definitely going to be abused way more often on accounts with fully established, characters and a full account with like maximum boosts to your characters, where you have a wide variety of characters to use. When you have a very limited pool of characters you have access to, Yamato just feels worse because you want to make sure you have these Cerebral and Free Spirit units to actually make use of her abilities, and especially when you have such a powerful captain ability with fantastic utility, great multipliers, and she also has cooldown reduction, great orb change as well, like orb manipulation in her captain in a way where, recovery slots become Wano, Tandem and Int are matching for the crew as well. So these are just all amazing components that Yamato gets access to that not a lot of other characters in the game can actually do. But of course, very, very annoying to team build for, which is her obvious downside. If we get a character in the future like Zoro and Sanji that can change everyone on the crew to specifically Cerebral and Free Spirit, and it can last for multiple turns, it should be like one of the best units in the game. But as it stands right now, that is not a thing, so it is what it is. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the brand new One Piece Day Yamato down below in the comment section. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
任せろ。